Story from r/paranormal. Posted by u/egri_comrade. Are we immune to the supernatural? Hi all. I've always been interested in the supernatural and I've been watching related stuff for 10 years now. I also joined this subreddit to find out more, and I've read a lot of interesting stories, watched a lot of videos of paranormal investigations and hauntings. Despite this, I just recently started thinking, if I had any kind of experience that could be linked to the supernatural, and I was kinda disappointed to say, no. Now I live in central Hungary, which is a mixed rural and urban part of the country. I asked a lot of my relatives, friends, even my parents to tell me if they had any, and I literally mean any kind of experience that could be linked to the supernatural, like human-shaped shadows, ghosts, apparitions, or even UFOs. Sadly, no one had anything to share with me. I also tried researching into my country's history concerning this, and I couldn't find any case of strange lights up in the sky or even haunted places. I tried to focus on places that might have higher activity, like cemeteries or prisons, where people suffered a lot, but unfortunately, nothing came up. I find it really odd that a country that suffered a lot throughout history has no ghostly activity. Just a quick history lesson concerning tragic events that could be the host of paranormal activity. 1526 to 1699 Turkish occupation, a lot of slavery and corruption. 1703 to 1711 Rákóczi War of Independence, lot of bloodshed, failed war, devastated country. 1848-49 Revolution against the Habsburgs, again failed war of independence which lead to a lot of people being executed. 1914-18 First World War, losing side. 1939-45 Second World War, losing side. 1949-89 Communist regime, lot of innocent people got executed. Because we took part of both world wars, I was thinking, if in the USA Gettysburg is supposedly haunted, maybe we have a place like that too. I checked out 10 different sites where tragic battles occurred, but with no luck, I came up empty-handed. Abandoned buildings are also a no-go, since most of the abandoned places in Hungary are old Soviet military bases that are sealed off from the public. To my knowledge, a lot of European countries have their own stories, cases of the unknown. So what do you guys think? Are we immune to supernatural or paranormal activity? This is my first time posting here, so if I left out anything crucial, please let me know. Story from r/paranormal. Posted by u/spooky speaker. I was a tour manager for the Winchester Mystery House. This was corrected and fixed on behest of the admins. I think we can all agree this content is worthy of sharing and hopefully fits in well here as a post. I landed the summer job a few years ago while getting my bachelor's in history. Fitting. The admins/owners treat us tour guides like shit on minimum wage. It is hardly a sustainable job if it wasn't for tips the nice folks would generously throw at the end of tours. For those of you who don't know the Winchester House, it is a 160-room mansion built off of land purchased by Sarah Winchester at the turn of the 19th century that used to be an 8-room farmhouse like any other in pre-Silicon Valley. The owners of the place today are descendants of a Brown family who purchased the Victorian home in a public auction. They have before claimed it to be the most haunted house in North America. I find the owners of it today to be shady, lucrative people. They typically hire 6 to 12 tour guides per year, as some do it seasonally and others retire. It is a balance between college/grad students studying history or in theater programs and middle-aged plus elder folks who have been around from quite some time. The medical benefit from the job is if you get injured at the house, they pay for all related medical expenses, but that's about it from my time working there, which was within the past few years. My role as tour guide was to coordinate my tours, which ranged from as little as 3 to 28 people on a 65-minute guided tour within an 8-hour shift. So there'd be about 4 to 6 tours in a day per guide. When I started out, I was given a week to explore the mansion on my own and get a look around, afterward being tested on a script written in part by the mansion historian, a full-time position held by a really nice lady, and recycled material from when tours began in the 1920s. I have explored, I'd say, 80% of the mansion. Some places are locked and really hard to get past, and I have had some unexplainable occurrences. One notable instance was when I was giving a tour to 27 people. While in the 13th bathroom, which had the unfinished state-of-the-art shower, my tour delivery was interrupted by a very faint shriek that sounded as though it were coming down the halls from the switchback staircase. I asked if others heard it. They said yes. Quite strange. More eerily, but also I really am not sure if it was just my imagination. During my second day of training, I walked up the 4th turn of the switchback staircase and thought I heard footsteps to the rhythm of a shadowy figure that suddenly creeped in the corner of my eye. As I walked up the shallow stairs, it was coming up them as well behind me. Imagination or not, I ran into the upstairs hay room, Now a display room for artifacts, as fast as I could. Apparently seeing a shadowy womanly figure in black has been the complaint of others as well. Other things would happen, like a tour in front of me one time witnessed a photograph frame fall from a high shelf in the ballroom and shatter, the sudden smell of roses in Madame Sarah's dead room, etc. Us guides called it the dead room, but the admins didn't wish guests to know that was our name for it. The scariest experience of all was exploring the unlit attic, off limits and used for storage of decor, in between a tour break with my phone flashlight. The beautiful third-floor window, which can be seen in nearly every online front picture of the mansion, is where I encountered a horrific grotesque figure in a woman's Victorian morning gown. Its hollowed eyes and rotting face was literally set up at that window, holding a rose and pointing outward. For a mere second I seized in terror with my phone light fixed. For me to see, it was a rubber posable zombie decor used during spooky events. Ha! There were many memories made there. One of my favorite was giving tours to company-hosted reservations. Open drinks aren't allowed in the house for purposes of preservation, say you were to spill a drink, but when Google and other tech companies bought out the place for a night, the admins would turn a blind eye and ask those of us chosen to host them not to ask them to put their drinks away. The employees of said companies were quite nice folk though, and were easy to get along with and entertain. Story from r/paranormal. Posted by u/lapaz. A weird house next to me is abandoned, yet someone shower there every night. So I live in a very Asian house with 5 floors, though on the 5th floor is known as the cursed floor. When our house is still new, my uncle find an old lady dressed in white on the other side. The 2 to 4 floor have the same layout, big bedroom then bathroom and stair then small bedroom. She ran downstairs to the 2nd floor and sleep there. Skip to about 1 year ago. Every time anyone go there at about the night, we hear someone showering faintly until it was discovered that this sound came from the abandoned house. We cleaned the abandoned house when there was a flood, which make us know that there was no shower, only another thing Asian used. This was going on with other weird paranormal stuff, I might tell another post, but we discovered that this house is built on an old wooden house with old lady living alone till she died, just like our next house with more tragic backstory. Occasionally we will hear showering sound that get louder when we get closer to the 5th floor of the nearby abandoned house. Edit. This is not a homeless person. I was told that there are conversation plus the power is cutted, the water isn't running since there is no one to pay, and the thing we used to shower definitely ran out of water since it was abandoned 5+ years ago, possibly already 10 years ago. Sorry if anything look weird. I'm on mobile and is very new to Reddit. Bad grammar is because I'm Asian and not good at English. Story from r/paranormal. Posted by u/crookgong40oz. Did anyone else see shadow people as kids? When I was a kid, probably about 8 to 10 years old, I used to see shadow people in the night. It happened almost every single night. It was so frequent that I just got used to them. They never scared me when I saw them. They would just walk against the wall and watch me while I was in bed. I remember they never had clothes, just a figure of a body with a bald head. They used to open my door at night, and I'm pretty sure one whispered my name into my ear one night before bed while I was brushing my teeth. I was in the washroom with my cousin and sister brushing our teeth before bed. They finished before me and I was alone upstairs. I could feel something behind me but didn't acknowledge it until I heard a really faint whisper of someone saying my name right into my ear. All I remember is freaking out and running downstairs screaming that someone just said my name. There was also this one time I was playing hide and seek with 3 of my siblings, and after finding 2 of them we were looking for my sister and toys started getting flung out of her room. Being kids, we laughed it off, went running into the room looking for her, but there wasn't anyone in there and we ended up finding her hiding in the basement. I also remember I used to suffer from 2 different night terrors when we lived in that house. One of them I still can't explain to this day. I can only draw a picture, but it's hard for me to do because of how traumatizing it was. The other was a dream of my walking down to my basement and finding a little girl curled up in a ball in a box crying. The strange thing about that second dream is that my younger brother has had the exact same dream. I'm 23 now and he's 17, and we still agree that some messed up stuff was going on in that house. Story from r/paranormal. Posted by u/yoyomaster68. I heard screams outside my apartment almost every night. Firstly, excuse my grammatical errors, English is not my first language. So I live in an apartment in the center of town, and I usually hear a lot of sounds at night. It's mostly bugs, cars, etc., but for a month, I've been hearing very loud screams coming from outside, and it's been giving me the creeps. It's a womanly scream and it sounds terrifying. Like the person screaming is getting hurt. I've been hearing this scream almost every single night. A week ago or so, the scream sounded like it was right in front of my window, but this time it sounded more distorted and weird. Like a dog almost, but with humane sounds mixed in as well. It stopped and began again for about 5 minutes and I haven't heard a scream since. What can this be? Should I be worried about someone getting hurt or could it be something else? I will try to record the screams again if I hear them, but again, they seem to have stopped and I am very concerned that somebody got hurt.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe for more videos.